So originally when I first started in the gym, I wanted abs so that way I can get girls. Every time I would see like a model or a movie star, you know, with those shredded abs, you know, I wanted to be that guy at the beach that can be able to pull any girls and, you know, have an impressive physique. But what if I told you it's an easy way to get these abs? Today we're gonna go over some of the ways that you can truly get abs without working super hard. And trust me guys, you don't need to overthink about getting these abs. So let's dive in. All right, so the first thing that when it comes to getting abs, it's gonna come down to being a calorie deficit. It's no secret guys, you can't spot reduce fat like I keep saying in this channel. The only way that you can get these abs are if you're in a calorie deficit. Abs are literally made in the kitchen. Now, that doesn't mean don't hit abs because you still need to train them in order to have a strong core. That way it can translate for you to be stronger in these other exercises. On all your compound movements, like anything for chest, anything for your back. And that way, if you're doing any of the heavy movements like squat, bench, or deadlifts, your core strength is definitely gonna play a role. But in terms of being a calorie deficit, guys, what you want to start doing is tracking all your calories. I know this is counterintuitive to what I said in the past about not having to count calories, but when you're first starting and you don't really know about where you're at or how to gauge things or like eyeball the amount of servings or whatever you're tracking, start tracking that first. It'll build good habit and it's gonna build good muscle memory for you guys. That way you can be able to tell spot on just from looking at a handful of rice. Like I can already tell you from measuring rice, like white jasmine rice, 45 grams is literally 160 calories. The only reason I really know that is because I've done it so many times that I know what it truly looks like when you measure it out. And I truly already know because I've measured it so many times. It's already stuck in my memory, guys. Once you're eating in a calorie deficit, guys, the next thing I'm gonna have you guys focus on is adding cardio to your regimen. Yes, you need to add cardio to your regimen and implement it into your routine. That way you can make it easier for you to burn calories. We want to utilize every tool we got in the bag, and truly as you're doing your cut and as you're going through a calorie deficit, guys, you don't want to cut your calories too fast because then that's gonna eat away at your muscle, and that way your body can still hold on to as much muscle as possible and not eat it away. We don't want to be in a catabolic state. We want to be still anabolic, and we still want to keep some of the hard work we already had when we build all these muscles. You also don't want to do it too fast, guys, because if you do such an aggressive cut and, you know, cut down your calories way too fast, which you'll get to the weight you want in the body fat percentage, but you won't look as good or as efficient as it could have been. So slow is the way to go. About 12 weeks out, that'll work. As you keep progressing and you keep cutting calories slowly but surely, this will help you still be even in more deficit by utilizing cardio. Trust me guys, when you're cutting too much calories all at once, you're gonna be starving. And yes, hunger and being hungry during these cuts when you're in a calorie deficit is completely normal. It means your body's doing the right thing. It's doing its thing, it's burning fat. Suck it up, you're gonna be hungry, guys. You just need to have the discipline to not go and give into your temptation and overeat and ruin the goals that you were trying to achieve. Everybody suffers to this. Once you get it done, just this once, and get to where you want to look at, you'll thank yourself for it, guys. Also, guys, as you're doing cardio and you're tracking your calories, making sure you're in a calorie deficit, this goes without saying, just don't stop training. Don't miss your days. I know you're gonna feel like crap because you're not giving your body enough calories because you're in a calorie deficit and your body's having to work on less fuel. Literally, food is the fuel to your workouts. And so even when you're not feeling like it, guys, you know, you can make sure you're taking caffeine or taking pre-workout. That way it can help you get through the workouts. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, go ahead and go abuse caffeine. Like, you know, make sure you get the correct dosage, not too heavy of a dosage, guys, because you don't want to be too anxious, and that way you want to be able to function throughout the day without having to worry about any health problems. Guys, when you're doing your workouts as well, make sure you're getting enough sleep. And make sure you're sticking to doing as much of the heavy weight as possible that you can handle. You're gonna get a little weaker, but guys, make sure you can still keep up with the weights. Now guys, another helpful tip so that way your abs can finally pop out is to utilize certain tools that's gonna help you de-bloat. So diuretics help, but you know, you gotta be careful with them. So instead what I usually do is use coconut water. The potassium in the coconut water is gonna help de-bloat and flush a lot of things. But fair warning, it's gonna send you to the bathroom. It'll get the job done and it'll give you that sharp look that you're looking for in your abs. You're gonna hold a lot less water around your abs, your face, your jawline is gonna come out. So that way you can look as lean as possible. By the way guys, if you've been enjoying these tips, subscribe and like this video so that way you're not missing on any of the videos that come out. I try to make sure I talk about anything from lifestyle to fitness so that way you guys are receiving these tips and that way you guys can be so much farther ahead from when I first started. Now let's get back to the video. Now guys, it is very important that you are making sure you're eating whole foods and you're not relying on a lot of processed foods. Yes, you can drop down the body fat, but if you want your abs to look right and, you know, looking like a model out there in the beach, you need to make sure you're eating nutritious, dense food. Actual whole foods, not processed food, and making sure they're higher in protein and not super processed. Yes, you can go on a lower carb kind of diet. That way your protein still stays high and that way you can hold on to less water. Yes, you know, carbs help you get throughout the day. They're fuel during your workout. But for right now, if I were you, the best thing I found for myself is utilizing the most amount of carbs right before my workout. Any other time of the day, you don't need that many carbs. And you know what I noticed when I had to handle a hard mental task that requires a lot of thinking, I'd rather just not have that brain fog. So I'd rather stick to more protein versus carb. And listen guys, I know I'm giving you these tips on how to get your abs the easy way, but truly you will not get there if you not have a certain goal or purpose. You need a purpose, you need a reason, you need your why you want these abs. A strong enough motivation will get you through the hardest times. And sure, if your motivation is to be able to increase your dating life so you can look better, that's a strong enough why to just get your foot in the door. After that, it's going to change because you're gonna enjoy the way you look, you're gonna respect yourself a lot more, and you're gonna love yourself a lot more. If, you know, your reason is because, I don't know, like you're going through a heartbreak, your last girlfriend cheated on you, hey, for some people, that's a strong enough why. And bro, I'm all here for you. I know you got this in you. Just make sure you stick to the plan. And the last thing I want to leave you guys with is to make sure you're staying on top of your supplements. So like your daily multivitamins you need to take and making sure you're getting enough sleep and recovery. Your body's not going to be able to burn fat properly if you're constantly like losing on sleep and your recovery is crap. Your body is just much more efficient when it's functioning at 100%. And the only way that it's gonna be able to get to that point is if you give it enough rest. So make sure you get enough sleep so that way you don't have too much cortisol and that way your body can properly make the testosterone it needs and get the metabolism right so that way it can be efficient at burning the body fat and that way it can make your abs so visible. So guys, now that you know how to get abs the easy way, and know that you don't have to overcomplicate things because truly it could be as simple as just getting started tomorrow. I want you to click on this video over here where I talk about how body game is much more important than anything right now. In this video, I explained why having a physique can improve all other areas of your life. I'll see you guys in the next video.